What's up guys, my name is Ace, and I finally hit Master Prestige in CoD WW2. I know it's a long time coming, and I'm a little bit behind a ton of other YouTubers because I don't really grind this game quite as much as some other people. I spend most of my time actually making the videos for this. But today, I just want to kind of share what you get when you hit Master Prestige, what I think about the whole Master Prestige system, and also towards the end, I'm going to be going through my combat record because I know a lot of people are interested in that kind of stuff, and I've been getting asked about that quite a bit recently, so I thought it would be fitting to throw in right here when I happen to hit Master Prestige. So first up, what do you get when you hit Master Prestige? Unfortunately, not a whole lot. You get this calling card right here, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a mix of all the different calling cards as you go through the Prestiges. You get the fancy icon, which I'm sure you guys have seen all over the place by now. There's tons of Master Prestiges out there, and also the rank number shows up as yellow instead of white, so you do stand out a little bit from the crowd. Although, like I said, these days there's tons of Master Prestiges out there, so it's not really that big of a deal to be a Master Prestige. You get the maximum number of class slots, which is now 16 because we got an extra class slot when the Resistance division dropped. So at least at this point in the game's life cycle, you get a total of 16 different classes to choose from, which is great. This is actually the main reason I would suggest prestiging, because it's always nice to have like all different kinds of classes that you can use. And finally, all of the items that you have to use unlock tokens on are just automatically unlocked, and you do keep accumulating those unlock tokens even though you can't use them for anything once you hit Master Prestige, so they just kind of sit there and accumulate. Unfortunately, that is pretty much it. That's all you get for hitting Master Prestige in this game, and I found it to be a little bit disappointing. Even more disappointing was how I hit Master Prestige. So, I was playing a war match, and at the end of the first round, I was Prestige 10 level 55, and then at the beginning of the next round, I was suddenly Master Prestige. There was no icon that popped up on the screen, there was no music, there was nothing. It was just, I was 55, now I'm 56. And that was a little bit disappointing to see. I have seen some other people have hit it actually in-game, and you do get a big pop-up with the Prestige icon, and it looks kind of cool at least, but I didn't get anything like that. I just kind of kept proceeding through the levels, basically. I think it would have been nice if you actually had to go to the General like you did with all the other Prestiges and activate that Master Prestige, so that you at least made it some sort of an event. They could have even had some special animations instead of just the standard plane, and made it so it's an actual special event to hit Master Prestige, but even just having it as a standard Prestige type thing where you can go there and do it for yourself, I think it would have been kind of neat, although of course that's a pretty minor thing. So in all, is it really worth it to get to Master Prestige in this game? Probably not, unless you want all of those class slots available. Now for me, I personally enjoy going through Prestiges, so I have no problem with starting a new Prestige all the time and losing all of my items, and then I have to work for them again. I didn't mind that at all, and it was well worth the trade-off for all the class slots that I have, so for me at least, it was well worth it. I absolutely enjoyed the grind. But for many people that don't like doing that, and they don't really care too much about class slots, it's really not worth it, at least at this point in the game's life cycle. Perhaps they'll implement something in the future, kind of like they did with Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare initially didn't have any rewards for Master Prestige, as far as I'm aware. Then they added a bunch of Master Prestige ranks, and with those ranks, they also added rewards where you would actually get specific guns out of supply drops for hitting each different Master Prestige rank, and I thought that was a great way to handle it. I would love to see them implement something like that in the somewhat near future for this game, and it doesn't necessarily have to be giving you heroic guns or anything, but just something. Even if they made it so every 5 or 10 levels or something as you go, they give you a rare supply drop or something, that would be kind of nice, because as it is right now, you don't get supply drops for ranking up through the Master Prestige ranks anymore. In addition to that, maybe every 100 levels, because you can go up to level 1000 by the way, every 100 levels, why not give us an epic supply drop, or just something to get excited for as we work through these Master Prestige ranks? That would be really nice to see. Another thing that would be nice is give us something to spend our unlock tokens on. Like I said, you just keep accumulating those unlock tokens in the background, and you literally can't do anything with them. It's just a number that keeps going up. I really feel they should either just eliminate them once you reach Master Prestige so you don't see them at all, or give them a purpose. Maybe make it so you could trade them for armory credits. So like one rank unlock token equals 200 armory credits, something like that. I think that'd be a relatively fair trade-off where you do get a little bit of a bonus for going through each level, but it's not to the point where it's going to break their supply drop system and affect their supply drop sales. So those are just my thoughts on the whole Master Prestige system for CoD WW2. It's pretty lackluster. I was honestly hoping there would be a little bit more going on there. And perhaps they will add more in the future. They've done it in the past where they didn't really have much rewards for Master Prestiges, and then they implemented something that made it much more worth people's time to go for. So I'm crossing my fingers here. Hopefully we'll see something, but at the same time, I'm not going to be holding my breath for it. So now let's get into my combat record, my stats, and all that kind of stuff, because I know a bunch of people are interested in that. So our main stats here, we've got over 20,000 kills, almost 21,000 kills, under 10,000 deaths. Our KDR is 2.15. Our global overall score per minute across all game modes is 363. We've got a bunch of headshots. Time played was just over 8 days. I am level 59 now, so I did play a little bit beyond that. But yeah, it took just over 8 days for me to do this. Got lots of wins, not very many losses, so I'm pretty proud of the win-loss ratio that we have here. So let's get into the actual combat record itself. By the way, my social rank is 17, as you can see there. But let's hop into the combat record. Surprisingly enough, my best weapon is the Type 100. And the reason behind this, I don't really use it too much anymore. I used this a ton when the game first dropped, and I just got a ton of kills with it. But let's just go through here so you guys can see all the kills that I have with these. By the way, as for my Chrome progress, I now have diamond rifles, diamond SMGs, diamond sniper rifles, and that's pretty much it. I've got a few golds in a few other areas, but we're working through all of that. I haven't really used the Gewehr much. I have used the Volkssturm Gewehr a whole lot, though. And then we got Grease Gun. This is now one of my favorite guns. PPSH, 2,400 kills. There it is. Type 100, I've got just over 3,000 kills with, and that's the most amount of kills I have with any single gun. And we'll just kind of go through here. It looks like SMGs, for the most part, I've got over 1,000 kills with, aside from the post-launch ones, like the Sten and the Orso, for instance. Lewis is definitely my most used LMG. MG15, I like it. I've used it a decent amount, but not a crazy amount. Bren, I have barely touched, although I'm going to be using it a lot now that it got that pretty big buff to its aim down sight time. MG42, also really haven't touched too much, and GPMG, not a big fan of, because you might as well just use the MG15. Sniper rifles, I don't really use much of the sniper rifles aside from the Kar 98, as you can see there. I don't really snipe too often, but if I have a sniper class ready, it's usually the Kar 98. Getting into shotguns, obviously the most kills with shotguns are going to be with the combat shotgun. Luftwaffe, I've been starting to use a lot more now that it's been buffed pretty significantly. Toggle action, I just don't touch the toggle action. I think I've picked it up a few times. I don't see much purpose in using it. I've seen the stats, I see how it works. I don't like it. I think it needs more of a buff, but maybe I'll jump into it a bit more, especially when I go for Chrome there. And Sawed Off, also not a fan of at all. Pistols, we've got a decent amount of kills with P08, not many with the 1911. Machine pistol, not many either. Obviously, I really like the 9mm SAP. I use this gun as a primary quite a bit. Already 1,000 kills with it, and this one just came out like a month ago, so yeah, a lot of kills with that one. Enfield number 2, a decent number of kills for considering like it was just out 2 weeks ago or something like that, or a week and a half ago. And Rex Revolver, not too many. Melee, I don't really melee at all, so don't use melee weapons. Scorestreaks, we'll just kind of blast through these relatively quickly here. Some of the higher end Scorestreaks I just don't use at all. My main Scorestreaks that I would run would be UAV, Glide Bomb, and Fighter Pilot. And aside from that, I don't use much else. Oh, and Paratroopers sometimes, I guess. Paratroopers would be my most used high streak. Divisions, definitely using Airborne and Infantry the most. I've got 3 days and 6 hours played with Infantry, and 2 days, 12 hours played with Airborne. And as I go through these, you'll see that I barely touch any of the other divisions. I'm like less than a day playtime on all the other divisions. Moving on to Lethal, you guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel, it's all about the sticky grenades. This is basically all I use on my classes. Ooh, I've used 11, or I've gotten 11 kills with S-Mines. I am just such a dirty camper. Throwing knives, haven't used them a whole lot. Satchel Charge, also, I don't like using that because I feel it's kind of cheap, especially with Saboteur. Before Saboteur, it was more so just not very usable. Game modes, there's not much to see here, I guess. Holy crap, I have a 68 win-loss in Dom? I think that must be bugged out. That's insane. I don't think I win that many Dom games, but maybe I do. I feel like some of these stats are definitely bugged out, especially my 3 score per minute in free-for-all. But yeah, we'll just scroll through these real quick. And what else do we have? Tacticals, I don't really use tacticals at all, and if I do, it's just a stun grenade, so you can see that. Win-loss ratio, this is something I'm really proud of. My overall win-loss is 2.75, and generally I play either solo or with like my girlfriend or like 1 or 2 other people, so not too bad. I think that's a pretty solid win-loss ratio. I'm quite proud of that stat. And I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover today. I think I covered everything when it comes to stats and combat record and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about Master Prestige in this game? Do you agree with me? Do you think it's pretty lackluster when you hit that Master Prestige rank? And what would you like to see done to the Master Prestige system in the future? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.